I'd like to talk about deferred annuities. And there are different types of annuities. We've talked about immediate annuities and deferred annuities, the major differences there. With immediate annuity, you take your money, you put it into an immediate annuity, and you start getting the income. With the deferred annuity, you wait generally for a period of time before you start drawing income. If ever. With a deferred annuity, you never have to take the income out. Isn't that funny? You call it a deferred annuity. Well, it may be permanently deferred. Some people put their money into a deferred annuity with no plan to take it out during their lifetime unless there's an emergency, and they use it as kind of a backup fund. If you're putting regular money you've already paid tax on into a deferred annuity, conveniently there's no taxation. That's where the deferral part comes in. Deferred annuities are basically named that way because of the tax code sections that give them their special treatment, in that any earnings continue to be deferred and not recognized and don't show up on your tax return. You don't get a 1099 that you have to report and have as part of your income. So some people put money in and never take the money out, and then when they die, the money goes to their beneficiaries. The beneficiaries then receive that money and have to pay tax on it. But for some people, that works great for their plans to transfer money to the next generation. Now, there are different types of deferred annuities, and you can use regular money to buy a deferred annuity. You can use IRA, 401k, 403b, TSA, all these various 457, all these various qualified type of funds. So a lot of times we'll just call them IRA funds, generically speaking, but any type of qualified fund can be used to be put into the annuity. Now, doing so doesn't change its tax character. If you buy anything with qualified money, a mutual fund or annuity, it's still an IRA. So with the annuity, when you put the money in, you have these different choices on how you set it up. A deferred annuity comes in 3 basic flavors: chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. No, wait, that's ice cream. Okay, so you have the variable annuity, you have the fixed annuity, and you have the index annuity or fixed index annuity. Each of them have their distinct advantages and disadvantages. Let's start with them in order of their creation or evolution by the insurance companies. The immediate annuity was started first, basically as a way to give you a way to insure against living too long, because the payments continue as long as you do. Kind of the opposite of life insurance. But the deferred annuities were created after that as a way for the insurance companies to give you additional flexibility. And of course, it's a variety package for you, so that makes their products more attractive and gives you additional options. So that's a good thing for them as well. The first was the fixed annuity. A fixed annuity is kind of like a CD. Now, to my regulator friends out there, I didn't call it a CD, but it's a little bit like a CD in that you put your money into something and it earns interest. Okay, and that's where the similarity starts, and it's also where it ends. The money is backed by the insurance company, their full faith and credit ability to pay you. They have to be solvent for you to get your money back from an annuity. Now, when you put your money in, you'll either get a fixed rate that you will know what it is when you start, or the insurance company may declare it quarterly. They may say, look, we'll give you a rate that's going to vary, but it'll start out at this rate and it'll vary each quarter. That's a fixed annuity. Your principal is secure, and you have interest added to the annuity, however often the insurance company credits that money, and it just stays in the annuity and it compounds so that you earn interest on top of your interest. Now, when you do something like that, it can accumulate until you need it. And at some point you say, okay, now I'm ready. Let's say you're 50 years old, you have the proceeds from the sale of a house, and you want to do something with it, but you don't really need it for income because you're still working. An annuity might be a perfect choice, just as mutual funds or something else might be as well. But let's say you want to protect that money. You don't want to take a risk of losing it, and you choose a fixed annuity. You put the money in, let's say it's $100,000. You put the $100,000 into the annuity. It will sit there, earn interest, and then say at 60, you're ready to draw money out. You can take income from the annuity. It's flexible. Now, most all annuities have some sort of term or surrender period that's often called. Let's say it's a 10-year term. You set it up at 50. At age 60, you could take all of the money out of the annuity and do something else, or just take what you want. Now, most annuities will let you take up to 10% out without any penalty during the term that you've agreed to. But let's say we've gotten past that and you're age 60 now. You could take 10% out a year, 5% out a year, whatever you want to supplement your income. If we're talking about regular money in this example, which was from the proceeds of a house, you've already paid tax on that money. So when you draw the money out of the annuity, you'll pay tax as you take out your earnings. Now, with a deferred annuity, your earnings come out first. It's LIFO, last in, first out. You'll pay tax as you draw. So just as a simple example, let's say you've got $120,000 that's accumulated from your original $100,000, from 100 to 120. You draw $5,000 out a year, 5 comes out taxable, 5 comes out taxable, 5 and 5 more. That first $20,000 is going to be earnings. It's ordinary income, not capital gain. You'll pay tax on that at your regular tax bracket when you file your tax return. So the earnings have to come out first. After that, what have you gotten to? You've gotten to your money. Now, maybe it's still earned a little bit more, but once you've pulled out all of the earnings on the annuity, you get to your money. If it's non-qualified, regular, already taxed money, then there's no taxation. So people use these types of programs in different ways, and that's just the first type, the fixed annuity. They come in different flavors, as I said. The index is a type where it's still a fixed annuity, often though it's referred as index or indexed, because the interest, instead of being a fixed rate, is a variable rate tied to a stock market index. So you still have the security of the principal protection of the guarantee by the insurance company, but the interest is going to vary. But just like with the fixed, whatever you earn, it's your money, and any future earnings are on top of those already accumulated interest receipts inside the annuity. So in my same example, if that had been an index annuity, the $100,000 goes in, you earn interest each year by getting part of the market's appreciation. So let's say the market went up 10% and you got paid 4% or 5% because you got part of the gain with the way the formula works, and index annuities varies in terms of how the interest is actually calculated, but you get part of that gain is credited to your annuity. Then let's say the next year the stock market falls. You don't lose anything, but you don't make anything. So over the course of, say, that 10-year period, let's say you've got $130,000. It would work the same way for drawing money out. So those are the two fixed types of annuities. The third type is the variable. The variable annuity is a security. Your money is directly invested in the stock market through investments that are a lot like mutual funds. And again, for my regulators, it's not a mutual fund, but it's a lot like it. In fact, the same companies that offer mutual funds offer these investment vehicles inside of a variable annuity. They're technically called sub-accounts. So these sub-accounts, in effect, directly invest your money in the stock market. Back in 2000, 2001, and 2002, a lot of people that lost money actually lost their money in variable annuities and didn't realize that they were in the market because they thought, well, I'm in an annuity, I'm not in the market, but they were invested in stocks through those sub-accounts. So the variable annuity is a security. It doesn't protect your principal unless you choose a fixed account, which is also available in the variable annuity, but most people who get a variable annuity are doing so for the growth potential. So again, as I've said in previous programs, with all these vehicles, they vary, they have nuances and features and costs that you want to make sure you understand. You want to work with an advisor to guide you with these because they are a little more complicated, but they can work very well if used in the right situation to help you plan your future much, much stronger.